This past weekend was the Fairy Tales Pin event, which was the big annual pin event that's held at EPCOT. I did not get to go. I don't go to any of the pin events. It's not something I can really afford, so I just kind of live vicariously through everyone else there. So at this event, they have quite a lot of things that they offer. You can trade on the boards, trade with other guests, get special event pins. And then what they also do is that they preview pretty much all of the pins that they're going to be releasing for the rest of the year. Previewed the pins that they'll be releasing in the Disney parks. They previewed some WDI pins coming out at D23, some Disney Employee Center pins, and I believe they also kind of show pins from the international parks, but it's always pins that have already been released, so there's really no previews with that. When these previews come out, it's always like the most exciting thing because you get to see all these new pins that are coming and get super excited about them. So what I want to do today is share the new pin releases that I am most excited for. If you want to check out all of the pins that are going to be releasing this year, I'm going to link the video on Disney Pins blog channel. Ryan did videos showing all of the pins that are coming out, and Disney Pins blog is always your #1 news source for all new Disney pin releases. So you can check that out, but I've scoured pretty much all of the posts online and videos of the previews and have chosen the pins that I can't wait for them to come out. So I'm going to start off with the WDI Walt Disney Imagineering pin releases I'm most excited for. The pins that they previewed are what they're going to be releasing at the D23 Expo, which I think is starting on August 23rd. So these are pins that are going to be available as part of the Mickey's of Glendale pop-up shop, meaning any guest at D23 can buy them. This is one of the very, very few instances when you don't have to be a cast member to get these awesome WDI pins. They're going to be coming out with quite a few different pins and series, but there are 3 pins in particular that I am super excited for. So first of all, they are doing a little cat nap series, and one of them is Yzma as a kitty. If you know me, you know like my favorite niche thing to collect is Yzma as a cat. She is by far my favorite Disney cat. Absolutely love to get pins of Kitty Yzma because they don't release too many of them, but they have been releasing a few more, and we'll get to another one later in this video. So I'm really excited for that release. And then another WDI series that they're releasing is this Villains and Sidekicks set. And there are really only 2 villains that I like. My favorite, obviously, is Yzma. Again, this one is just Yzma in her human form, but she's there with Kronk. And Kronk is by far my absolute favorite sidekick. Kronk actually doesn't have too many pins with him on it, so this is a pin I'm really hoping I'll be able to get somehow. And then they're also releasing a Madame Medusa pin. Madame Medusa is my second favorite Disney villain, and it has Nero and Brutus as her sidekicks on there, so that one is also super cool. But there really are a lot more pins that they'll be releasing at the Mickey's of Glendale pop-up shop. Thankfully, these are the only 3 that I like really want because these are still going to be very difficult to get and very expensive on the second market. So now moving into all of the Disney Parks pins releases, I currently am collecting 2 of the monthly limited edition pin series. I'm collecting the pin trading pop-up books and then also the Crests of the Kingdom, which is a Disneyland exclusive. So they previewed all of the pins that are coming out for the rest of these series. So it's really cool to see what the full set will kind of come together looking like. For the pin trading pop-up books, we have Mulan coming out in September, and in October there's The Wind in the Willows, which is featuring Mr. Toad. Then in November we have Tangled, and finishing off in December is Mickey's Christmas Carol. This has been a pretty cool set because it is quite a diverse set of different movies that they feature. The current releases that I have so far look really cool together, so I'm excited to get the full set. And then they also have the rest of the Crests of the Kingdom that will be coming out. So in September, that one is going to be Teacups. In October, we have Splash Mountain, which of course is going to be my favorite. Then in November, it's going to be King Arthur Carousel, and December finishes off with the Matterhorn. So they do have all their other monthly pin releases that they're continuing throughout the year. They have a lot of like video game related pins, but I don't think I'm going to pick up any of the rest of the monthly LD releases aside from these 2 series that I'm collecting. I have made many videos on this channel talking about how I absolutely love hidden Mickey pins. I always love to open those hidden Mickey mystery pouches. And what blew my mind is at the event, Disney previewed the Hidden Mickey Wave C pins. These as of now are not yet out in the parks. They were only available for trade on some of the boards at the event. But this is crazy that they're now putting out a 3rd set of Hidden Mickeys. I feel like I'm still so behind in all the ones that I want, but I feel like they just keep stepping up the game with the series that they're coming out with. So the two series that I am most excited for, they're both going to be Walt Disney World exclusive releases. The first is these really awesome attraction sign pins. Some of them are even extinct attractions. They're very similar to the current Wave B Disneyland set that's out. I really want to find all of those pins. I have none so far. And I'll probably want to get all of these Walt Disney World ones. And then at Walt Disney World, they're also going to be releasing a set of Mickey's Shorts pins. So these all feature scenes from the classic Mickey shorts. So I think it's really cool to be featuring these classics. And then something that I am really excited about, it's not necessarily pins that I still want to get, but they're no longer doing boring chasers. They've heard my pleas and complaints about absolutely boring chaser pins that are just silver metal. So it now looks like they're kind of doing it slightly different for Disney World and Disneyland. It looks like the Walt Disney World chasers are filled with like a translucent purple enamel, and then Disneyland is a translucent blue. So these are already a huge step up in improvement to the classic ugly chasers. I am very happy that they have decided to make this switch. Something new coming to Walt Disney World in like just a month is the Skyliner transportation system. And of course, when something new like that opens, there has to be commemorative merchandise and of course pins. So they are going to be releasing a number of Skyliner themed pins, and there are two kind of pins or sets in particular that I'm really excited about. So the first is this absolutely gorgeous, just an open edition Skyliner pin. I think it is just so beautiful. I love the artwork on this, how you can see the silhouette and the skyline, the palm trees, the different park icons. I just think that this is beautifully done. And then they're also going to be coming out with a limited release mystery set that features like the different window coverings of all the cars. So I think that will be super fun and cute too. I'm really excited about the Skyliner opening. I know some people are leery since they don't like that type of transportation, but I think it's going to add such another great level to transport at Disney World. I still have absolutely no idea when in the future I'll be able to get back to Disney World because it's been many years at this point, but whenever I am down, I will definitely be riding the Skyliner. So I have my cookie ears on today because there are two open edition pins coming out. I think one in September and one in October that are kind of related to these ears. And they are two Incredibles open edition pins. One is featuring really cool poster artwork for the Incredicoaster, kind of themed to Pixar Pier. I really love the Incredicoaster. I think the theming really is such an improvement over California Screaming. Although the physical ride itself is totally the same, it just adds this whole other dimension, and I just love the ride as a whole. I also love collecting attraction pins, so it's always really exciting when they come out with new ones, especially for the rides that I like. And then another Incredibles thing that they're coming out is a Jack Jack Cookie Num Num pin. I love the whole concept of the Jack Jack Cookie Num Nums. I think the pin would go perfectly with these ears. And so that's a pin I would actually love to put in my sweets and snacks collection. Another thing that I'm really excited and intrigued for coming out is this Tiny Kingdom mystery pin set. So this is a Tiny Kingdom pin set because they all seem to be like little mini tiny pins, and there's going to be 3 mystery pins in each box. It looks like they're going to have multiple series, and they're also going to be split between Walt Disney World and Disneyland exclusives. It looks like they're even going to have available like these canvas maps to put all the pins on. So I'm really excited to see like what all this is like. I really like the aesthetics of it. I will say I am not super into like tiny pins. There are some people who really like to collect like super small, cute little pins. Honestly, for pins with me, I always like to say the bigger the better. To me, there's just something more fun about having a really big pin. But I think that these will be super cute. They're kind of like these park icons, and who knows how many different series they could come out. It feels slightly reminiscent to Kingdom of Cute in a way. But there is one pin in particular that I saw that I am super excited for from the set and will absolutely need. And in the Walt Disney World version, that looks like there's a Sunny Eclipse pin. I've worn in a number of previous videos. I have a Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe shirt. It's not because I love the food there. I love Sunny Eclipse. I love the whole ambiance there. That's such a rare character and pin to have. So that is one that I will be definitely needing from that set. So finally, I wanted to talk about some of the holiday pins that they'll be releasing. They previewed both their Halloween and Christmas pins. And so as of filming this, they have now just already put out the open edition Halloween pins in the parks, because for Disney, Halloween starts the very beginning of August, which honestly I'm okay with. I really love Halloween. So these OEs were like previewed and then right away went into the parks. There was really only one of them that I really like and am interested in, and that is Minnie Mouse dressed as a witch with little Figaro. They've done this concept for a number of previous Halloween pins, but I really love the design of this one. I love having little Figaro there, and I think Minnie always looks adorable in a little witch costume. But really the only one other Halloween pin that I'm looking forward to is going to be part of their Terrifying Transformations, a little limited edition pin series. These look like they either have some sort of spinner element or flip to them, where it's kind of villains changing between their forms. And they're gonna have an Yzma turning into an Yzma cat one, which is so exciting because they like never have Yzma cat pins that are released in the parks. They're almost always just like Studio Store or WDI pins, so they're far less accessible. And this one is so exciting, so that means I get 2 Yzma cat pins that'll be coming out this year. So I absolutely cannot wait for that one. But in terms of Christmas pins, there are a lot more that I'm really excited for and interested in. They're coming out with a slew of new open editions that are super cute. They have a slightly like retro aesthetic to them, and then also a lot of sweets. So they're gonna have this I Love Holiday Treats 2-pin set. It also has a little gingerbread house, so just super cute. I'm really excited for this open edition with Minnie and Mickey holding up candy canes to make a heart together. I think that just looks absolutely adorable. There's another one where Minnie and Mickey are in this similar retro style, and they're like packing a Christmas tree into this retro pickup truck. Those are both super adorable. Then they're going to be coming out with a 6-pin holiday treat set. So it's like you got your cookie, your gingerbread, your Coco, candy apple, just kind of the perfect combination of most everything that I love. Now I don't know whether this mystery set is going to be limited release or if it'll be open edition, but they're going to do a Happy Holidays Hot Coco pin set. These pins look absolutely adorable, except for the Marie pin, which is just like her face minus the eyes, so that is really creepy. But honestly, I just really want the Minnie and Mickey pins. You know me and my matching sets of Minnie and Mickey pins, and this one is food related and just absolutely cute and super holiday. Those are ones that I absolutely have to get my hands on. I am also excited for the Small World Holiday Mystery Pin set that will be releasing at Disneyland. That one should be a limited release set. I wasn't as big of a fan of the past years. Having them in person just didn't feel as holiday to me. I think these definitely feel a little bit more holiday. And there's also a really cute Happy Holidays limited edition Small World pin coming out, so I'll definitely keep my eye out for that one too. And then there's really only one holiday limited edition pin that I'm excited for, and it's part of their resort series. So every year, every resort gets their own Happy Holidays pin. So I'm really excited for the one that's going to be releasing at Coronado Springs because it features Miguel from Coco. I really like the artwork for this, and what I really like about this pin and this whole series is that the insides flip, so you don't have to like display the resort name, because obviously I'm not staying at Coronado Springs this winter. I just want to see the cool Miguel to it. So I think that'll be perfect, and I can even try and like scratch off the 2019 on it because I don't really like the year dated pins, but I'm excited for another cool Coco pin. So that was just a snippet of some of the pin releases that I am most excited for. Of course, there probably will be some not previewed surprise pins that we'll be releasing. I will though say there are a few pins that I am not excited for. I am not excited for any of the 2020 logo pins. I just think they look ugly. I'll be totally honest. I think the 2020 logo design looks super dated. It looks really childish, but not in a good way. I don't like the colors. I feel like for 2020, which is kind of like a futuristic sounding year, it should be something a little bit more streamlined and using good design. So I think this whole 2020 line is a big mess. Maybe I'll slightly change my mind when I see them in person, but I'm not excited for it. I'm also not as psyched about the pins that they'll be releasing for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and then also kind of like Oogie Boogie Bash. None of them really excited me. I really liked last year's party's pins a lot more, but I guess in a sense that's also good because that means less pins to have to try and get. And then, you know, I'm not excited for anything related to like the Oogie Boogie Halloween Party because, like, as I have said before, I hate Nightmare Before Christmas. I hate everything about it. It is the total opposite of the aesthetics that I like. I can absolutely see why people love this movie and why it's such popular merchandise. I don't really want to ever watch it again. So of course they're coming out with Nightmare Before Christmas themed pins, but I liked it much better when it was like Mickey's Halloween Party. I like the Fab Five a lot more, and Nightmare Before Christmas just isn't my thing. So if you've also been able to peruse all the pin previews, I'd love to know what some of the pins are that you're most excited for. If I had to choose like a singular favorite in terms of categories, I'm super excited for that Skyliner open edition pin and like basically just all of the Christmas pins. And then in terms of limited editions, I am so psyched for some new Yzma kitty cats coming out. But it looks like the rest of the year should be filled with some pretty cool pin fun. But thanks for watching!